Hey everyone, so this is a bit of a different video than usual because of just I'm in the middle of editing our Batman vs Superman review, which is like 4 episodes long and fucking insane. We recorded it like after we saw the movie, but it's been so long because of reasons you can read up on our Patreon. Haha, plug. So I'm not gonna go into that because it's already been talked about. It's not even important to what I'm talking about today, but if you can see in the background, there's gameplay of Overwatch, which I recorded like 20 minutes ago, and I'm terrible at the game, so yeah, even though I got play of the game, both matches I've recorded, which has never actually happened to me before, which I'm kind of happy about. So I've been playing the Overwatch beta. I got on the train late because I thought it was a closed beta because I don't follow things very closely, but I saw it was open, so I Battle.net because I play WoW Starter Edition every so often. Yeah, I decided to play Overwatch because I've been seeing a lot of things about it, and of course there was the big Tracer pose controversy, which first piqued my interest, and then of course there was the really amazing like Pixar-esque teaser, which shows some of the world, and then I saw the other one with Winston, and it's been great, and I've been like really interested about Overwatch, and it's Valve's first new IP in like 17 years or some shit, because they've been doing World of Warcraft for so long, and then StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3, and Hearthstone is Warcraft as well, and Heroes of the Storm is all their other IPs in one IP, so it's technically not a new IP. It's weird. So Overwatch is the first new thing from Valve, and like a Valve, Blizzard. Did I say Valve earlier? I keep getting the two confused. It's because Warcraft, and then Dota, then Dota 2 is Valve. It gets muddled after a certain point. But Overwatch has been great. It's been a really fun experience, and I don't typically play shooters, like competitively at least. I do play first-person shooters and third-person shooters all the time. It's kind of the first real gaming genre I was into other than RPGs, isometric RPGs. So those are my two big things, is first-person shooters and isometric RPGs. It's what I'm really into. And I haven't really played a new first-person shooter in a while. I'm playing Fallout 4 right now, but that's a bit different. So Overwatch was sort of like this way to get into it, because I've been wanting to play CSGO, but I don't really like the community, but it looks like a fun game. But then I look at Overwatch, and there's something special about it, and I want to talk about that in this video. It's a very different video. It's not about movies. It's about a game. It's about gaming. This is a different blend, but I'm in the middle of editing Batman, so I can't. I wanted something different. I wanted something out to you guys because it's been too long without content. So in my experience in shooters is I think the last time I really played a competitive online shooter was Halo 3. That was forever ago. It was 2007. It's been, almost 9 years. I don't really play competitive shooters a lot. I had an Xbox, never really used it. I played Destiny. Shit, I forgot. And I was kind of into it, but not really. So Overwatch comes around, and something piques my interest about it. So a lot of times in shooters, you are a generic soldier number whatever. You are the character. In Halo, you sort of, in an early Call of Duty, you just sort of had your person. And you can kind of customize the armor a little bit in Halo 3. Basically, you just run around on the map, you grab whatever weapons were there, and you play the game. Which I love that. I don't like loadouts very much, honestly. It's weird, but it leads to too many people pimping it out so much that it's overpowered, and then you have to just be the best to get the best shit, and I don't like that. I like everyone starting from a certain baseline, and then if you're good, you win the match, or if you're lucky, you win the match. The leveling up thing is a bit of a bitch, especially when you're some generic soldier. A big thing why I play League of Legends every so often. I play Heroes of the Storm every so often. I didn't really get into Dota. But something that always really interested me about those is that you played as characters. You weren't yourself. You weren't leveling up yourself. Every round opens and you're the character with their skill set, and then that's what you have to work from. And they're all balanced in a certain way. And that's really interesting to me. So I think the first game that really I saw that in a shooter was Team Fortress 2, where you had, the heavy, the scout, the medic. But even then, there was, I think 8 or 9 characters, and it was only, you played the characterization of your class. You weren't like your own character. Like, you didn't know the scout's name or the medic's name or, the pyro's name. They were just a character. They were just a class with a caricature. So Overwatch comes around, and it looks like and what it's done is it's taken League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm, and games like that, like Smite, I think does that as well, like the MOBA games, and it's establishing the character traits to a shooter, and that's really interesting, because now, like, you know, you can't pick up weapons in Overwatch. You can't. You start with what you get, and that's what you have the entire time. And that's really interesting, and also what different characters can do, because even in the game when you're picking your hero, it'll say you don't have enough supports, you don't have enough defense, you don't have a tank, and it does a good balance for the team. And I think it's really cool because you're playing as the character. So I personally, I like playing as Tracer. I like playing as Bastion, especially. I think most of the gameplay you're seeing behind me or on the screen is me playing as Bastion. I think I was Tracer for like 10 seconds, and I realized I kind of suck dick at Tracer, but she's still fun. I also play as the dwarf guy. I forget his fucking name. I want to play as Mercy at some point, but I haven't had a chance because there's always a medic, and I don't want to have everyone getting, you know, medics and having no firepower. So Bastion's my main, I think, at the moment. So, but that's really fucking cool, and it's like you have to pick these certain characters, and they all have their unique abilities, and they're very unique. Like I was in training for the first like 2 hours of the game because I was just trying to figure out what everyone did, and everyone's so unique and so different how they do things. There's some characters that are so fucking zany, like the kind of monk guy, and then there's Genji, the ninja who throws fucking shurikens, and it's like, what the fuck? It's so cool, and like Hanzo has a bow and arrow, and everyone's so different, everyone's so unique, and leads to such amazing like battles and duels and encounters where like you have a Tracer zipping around, you're trying to shoot at her, or there's a diva and you see her jump out of her mech, and you're like, son of a bitch, it's gonna come at me and blow up. And it's really cool, but it is sort of like, it's taking what TF2 started, of having characters in a FPS, in a shooter, like that, because there's a bunch of online shooters, but you're sort of the character, you're you, just you get to pick your own guns, but this is like, no, you are this person, this is the weapon that you get. It's taken what TF2 did, and fucking like almost tripled it. I think TF2 had 8 characters, Overwatch is 21, and they're going to continue growing in characters, which I find great. It's taking also what League of Legends did, by having unique characters with unique personalities and in the world, and have a kind of like a story. It's also really, it has a very good appeal. And because there's 2 mascots for Overwatch, it's Tracer and Winston. There's the main people you see when you hear about Overwatch, or when you talk about Overwatch. There's the main people. They're the main people. They're the main characters in both the reveal trailers. Winston's in one, Tracer's in the other, and the main bad guy is Reaper and Widowmaker. So they're kind of like the sub mascots as well. And even the first trailer, you know, in the Winston trailer, it ends with him calling Tracer. And those are their people, and they're very likable. Winston's adorable, with little glasses, and he's really doofy and dorky, and everyone loves him. And Tracer's just cute and fucking zippy and zany, and she's my phone background right now because I'm fucking trash. Even people who aren't gonna play Overwatch fucking love these characters because they're just good characters, and they're utilizing them well. And a big thing they're doing is there's also comics that are coming out, and I've read all of the ones that are out. There's 3 of them. There's one on McCree, there's one on Reinhardt, and there's one about Junkrat and Roadhog, and those are great. And I think they're coming out with a graphic novel this year, and they're coming out with 3 more free comics. Yeah, the comics I just mentioned are free, by the way, so that's really neat. It has a lot of appeal and has good marketing because you love these characters going in, and like as people have been playing Overwatch more and the characters have been coming out, people have been fucking freaking out at them because they're good characters. And that's a big thing, is that like it has an appeal to people, because I keep reading stuff on Tumblr because I'm on Tumblr a lot. People who aren't even into shooters getting Overwatch and loving it because they're just like, they love these people and they love how they work together. Overwatch is actually really good for casual players as well as the hardcores, because I see in the chat who are like, you know, really hardcore gamers, and you can tell they're hardcore gamers. But and they're like, oh, we need this in our team. Can you be this? Why is there this in our team? I think in the gameplay at one point someone's like, why is there a Widowmaker? It's so useless. And I'm like, because they're just having a fun time. But you know, you can't really rein in the community that much. It's hard to contain those people because they're going to say what they're going to say. I think this game is good for casuals because there are people who are easy to control. There are characters who are easier to control than others. And for those people who are the hardcore, they're going to be the more hardcore people. They're going to be the more harder to play characters when a casual can just play an easy to play character and still enjoy the game and still have a fun time, especially if they're with other people. I haven't played this with any friends yet, but I bet it would be fun. I think all my other friends are on like PS4 or some shit, and I'm on PC because you know, I'm a scrub. So it's good for casuals. It has a big appeal. All the characters are pretty likable, even the ones that are a bit silly, even the ones that are a bit dark. And it looks great, and it's stylized. So it's not like super photorealistic, but it's stylized, which is very important. It's very good that they did that. And more characters are going to be coming out. They've said that there are going to be more characters, and I'm really, really anticipating what they do next, like who they bring onto the team and how they do it. Hopefully, they just add them onto the game. Hopefully it's not like a DLC type deal, or if it is, it's cheap. Blizzard's very smart. They probably have a whole system planned out for it. One thing I wish they would do is, so there's not going to be a campaign, which I didn't think they would, and they're not going to. So it's like I anticipated that. But what I do want is I want to see more of this world. I want to see more of the stories of Overwatch and of Tracer and of Reinhardt and Mercy and all these characters. I want to see more about them. I want to see how they started, where they've been in their lives. So what I think would be a cool thing is they could do a few. There's a few options. So there's the graphic novels that are coming out and the comics, which is probably a big source of where the story is coming from. But if they want to do more animations, they can either do a web series or they can have it be so every level or 2 or 3 as you're playing through the game casually, because it is an online competitive shooter. So that's the main gameplay. I think sometimes in those loot boxes that you get a new cutscene, because that could be cool. Maybe they grow inside. Maybe the first cutscene you get like a minute or 2 or 3. Then but by level 10, you're getting like 5-minute, 10-minute cutscenes, and the story's really ramping up. And you're basically just unlocking a movie as you go along. Because already through the game in loot boxes, you're unlocking icons, currency, sprays, voice lines, outfits. You're unlocking things already. It would be cool to unlock cutscenes. It'd be cool to unlock, bits of the story, so that you know more about the world. Not like even the main story, or even it could be related to who you play. Like if you play Tracer a lot, you unlock her backstory. That might not be good for everybody, because some people might want to see Lucio's backstory, but they're shit at playing Lucio, so it's like, fuck, I can't see his backstory, so that might not work. But you know what I mean? Like something like that, but the more you play, the more they give to you, because you're showing that you want to play more. Because the game is mainly, first and foremost, a competitive online shooter. That's what it is. And I've worked on, I don't talk about it a lot, but I've worked on a few of these. I've worked on a few MMORPGs and a few MMOFPSs. And a big thing is what I used to do, it was around 2012. I got brought into a lot of projects where I would basically come in and they would ask me, how do we tell a story with just people playing this game for a couple minutes at a time, in these matches. And I'm like, and there's a lot of things I do. It's like, okay, through the world, through what characters say, what they really do in Overwatch, but I always also try to say, like, unlocking the story through play. It's a big thing I try to push, and to be fair, a lot of the games I worked on failed because it was indie companies who brought me on, and independent game companies don't always succeed. Like, the ones we see are the fucking lucky ones. So, but Overwatch is a big development. It's Blizzard. Alright, they made fucking World of Warcraft. They can do this. So, I'm running out of time because I think my second recording was like 15 minutes, so Jesus Christ. So yeah, I think there's room for expansion, and I think Overwatch does need some tweaking. It's not perfectly balanced. I think that when you're playing against 6 fucking divas and they're all throwing their mechs at you, it can get a bit crazy. And again, this is beta. Game's not coming out for like another few weeks, but still, Overwatch is really fucking good. I do love it. I would recommend it to people, even if you're not even a hardcore shooter person. Maybe even to get a friend to play with you. There's room for more stuff, but overall, really fucking good. Really good game. And I can't wait to see what happens in the world of Overwatch and what new shit comes out.
Looks like the party is over.